Hello everybody, it's Rick. It's Monday, 11/29. Numerology, you got 9/11. 2 and 9 is 11. Alright, actually no, it's 11/11, excuse me. I know what I'm talking about. Got my head up my rear end. The other day I said it was 2013, I don't know what the hell I was speaking about. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is something I know a lot about, and I'm sure a lot of people who were dealing with the problems that we were dealing with. Family court, child support, and depression. Let's be real. I know I could tell you there was plenty of times this was getting the better of me. I was not getting out of bed, probably drinking too much, negative too much, and letting myself up, destroying my body, not taking care of myself. And it's normal, I mean, you're dealing with criminals, and you're dealing with a situation where you become hopeless. I mean, I was hopeless. I stopped talking to certain members of my family because nobody wants to hear about it anymore. Think about it. Well, you lose friends also because nobody wants to hear about it anymore. Nobody wants to know about your problems. People say, "Hey, how you doing?" But when you start telling them about your problems, they don't want to hear it, especially when it's this. And whenever you speak to another man or woman who are going through this, I had a friend of mine a few years ago. Now he was going through visitation issues with his ex-wife. She just was using his children as a weapon against him. Let's say he was supposed to pick them up on a Wednesday. She wouldn't be there. This maniac changed the first name of her son. He had a name for the first 5 years of his life, and she changed his name. It shows you how nuts she is. Anyway, and this guy was a retired NYPD sergeant, and what it is. I keep telling you guys, the cops are programmed. We're robots, and I remember I used to speak to him. This was years ago. This is before I was going through my issues. And actually, I was going through it, but I didn't know what I knew now. I think back then I still had an attorney, and we would, let's say there was a few of us hanging out. Me and him would be off in a corner somewhere, just going on with each other for 45 minutes, and he'd be going, "Your Honor." He'd be talking about how he'd be explaining stuff to the support magistrate. It wasn't even, a judge. But back then we didn't know any better. We didn't know they were phonies. And he's explaining to her, and she would tell his ex-wife, "Don't do it again." And he'd be like, "Your Honor, you told her that the last time." And here's the thing. They have no power. That's why she never told her to stop. They don't have any power. That's the reason why they have their own collection agency. Because nobody else is going to listen to them because they have no power. So that's why they issue their BS orders, and then they send it to the child support maniacs who issued their orders, the income withholding order, and and on with the scam goes. So, getting back to the depression stuff, I understand. I went through it, and I gave up for a while. I mean, I was doing this stuff every day for a while, and I have easily over 1,000 hours of research in this. Easy. I mean, if you think about it, I've been doing this for 4 years. I just did an hour a day. it's 365 days a year, times 4. And I can tell you, I definitely put way more into that. That's why, I'm confident enough to I'm doing the videos, and I know I'm giving sound advice. And I look at my past videos, and this is before I had the vacated order by the judge. But I remember saying, like, I know this works. You just have to stick it out. You got to chip away. And little things like, like me sending a letter to my ex-wife's attorney. That's why he didn't show up. Me never stopping doing the research. I discovered this writ of quo warranto, which I filed with the family court judge, which got me in front of him. Okay? And I'm going to remind you guys, that's an important thing. A writ of quo warranto is you're demanding to see the authority. A lot of times we do things because we're programmed to do it. You get a judge or a fake judge telling you to do something, and believe it or not, a lot of times they're programmed too. They're ordered by somebody else, and you wind up listening. And 4 years ago, I discovered this was all fake. I'm like, this is nothing but a big scam. And as time went on, I learned. And if I didn't file the writ of quo warranto and got in front of the family court judge, I'd still be getting screwed right now. Okay, I'd still be getting, I'd be getting screwed until my son turned 22 on January 6th. So, everybody watching, you gotta chip away. I mean, there are no quick fixes, guys. None. You're not gonna, there are guys out there to help you. Trust me. You got Yaman Osiris, you got Wasil Bey, and there's another channel I want you guys to go to. Now, it's called Justice for New York. One word, Justice, Justice, the number 4, and Y. All right, I found this guy's channel by accident the other day. He's got like 3 views, okay? We got to get that view count up. Everybody's got to go and watch his videos. This guy is from New York. He's from upstate New York. There's a case law attributed to him. And this guy, he has a website, justicefornewyork.com. He's got templates up there for New York, all guys that live in New York State. You can go on his website and click on, and there's a ready-made order for you. All you got to do is fill your name in there. And maybe, and he has like specific orders, like, to vacate a support order or a support magistrate order. And this guy has been hounded by the FBI. I was watching his videos yesterday, and everything that he says, I say. And what like Yaman Osiris says, or what Wasil Bey says, these people are criminals. And you have to have, for a person like myself, this guy, his name is Charles Collins, Yaman Osiris, and Wasil Bey. The reason why we made these videos is because we hate these people. Because at some point in our lives, these people were messing with us. And you got to have a hatred to do this. Because I hate these people. I want to do everything that I can to take the money out of their pockets. I'm praying for the day that we figure out a way to get past the corruption. Because the guy, Charles Collins, what he was saying in his video, I know it's true, because they're protected by the FBI. They're protected by the judges. He reached out to politicians, and everything that he did, I did. And so when he was saying, yeah, I reached out to Joe Biden and I got this response. I got this response. I reached out to some U.S. representative from, in New York. Some guy named, what the hell's his name? Well, it doesn't matter. He's a zero. And what they do is they give you well, I'm very busy, but because I'm very busy, I can't always get back to deal with other issues. But in regards to your issue, if they do get back to you and they speak to your issue, what they say is, it's a practice. We cannot get involved in an ongoing litigation. It's like, so you're done. Like you're screwed. So meanwhile, your U.S. representative is supposed to be your federal representative. So if one of your federal rights are violated, you're supposed to be able to speak to your U.S. representative in your area, and they're supposed to protect you. That's their job. But you get well, I can't get involved in ongoing litigation. I called one local politician, and I got I can't get involved because of the separations of power doctrine. I'm legislation, and are you kidding me? Like, it's a scam. They're all in on it. But meanwhile, if I explain to them, I just hung up the phone. It's typical. And that's the reason why I got depressed, because I was running out of options. Now, I had an option, and I still have this option, and I've mentioned it in my videos before. And no, it's not putting a ski mask on and piping somebody. I would never do that. Okay? And I don't encourage anybody else to do it, but I understand. But what my option was, and this messed me up, because I was going to have to go down to this courthouse and call 911, have them respond, and tell them I'm filing a criminal complaint, or I'm effecting a citizen's arrest. That's my last card. Now, I've said in my past videos that I'm not stupid. I'm not looking to do that. But at one point I was actually seriously considering that, and that was messing me up in my head. I was getting depressed because I knew if I did that, there's a likelihood that I might end up in jail for a time, because I just gave you examples of how these people are protected. And you go on to watch the video I was telling you about, the guy Charles Collins, Justice for New York. You find out it's all corruption. It's complete corruption, and nobody's going to help you. So if I was going to go and do that and try and effect the citizen's arrest, there's a good chance I would be arrested. Now, I wasn't afraid of going to prison. I know that eventually, and I put this in my paperwork already. I'm like, listen, if I'm arrested, I'm going to go to trial. You're going to arrest me, and my defense is going to be, she's not a judge, her orders are forgeries, and, there's no law. I never saw a trial. All these things are going to come up. But you know what it's going to take to get to that? It's going to be me sitting on Rikers Island for months. That you don't get the trial right away. And we know that the judges are going to protect each other. But listen, I just want to let you guys know, I understand if anybody's going through it, just stick it out. And go check out the guy Charles Collins. If you're a New York guy, he's the website is justicefornewyork.com. He's got the templates, and he's got good videos, and he's another resource. All right, listen, everybody, take care.